That was it was an up and down game. Obviously, a game where I think there was plenty of self-inflicted wounds on our end. You basically give them a couple scores. It's hard to win games typically when that's the case, especially when you're not getting back from the turnover variety. We had flashes obviously on both sides of the football as the game went along, and then we found a way in the last 10 minutes to get it done. So a couple things you take away from it, that we got a long ways to go. First and foremost, we got a lot to correct, but we have a team that really believes in one another. Kept fighting, found a way, make plays when it counted the most, and you don't take these victories lightly. I know to be in the FBS team, it's been a long time coming from Montana State. Regardless of New Mexico's situation, knew they would come out and play really hard, be well coached, have a good plan, and I thought they did that, and they played, they played well, and fortunately we were able to make enough plays down the stretch to get the win.
Entering the fourth, I think down 17. I guess. What was the mindset? How are you feeling going into that final quarter?
Well, we still had a chance. And we ultimately, when they had us backed up there, I don't know what the time was, but we needed a chunk play, and all I know, it came in the form of a long, long run. We weren't going to be able to be very methodical that drive, so you get the chunk play, and great blocking. Adam looked really fast, I know, on that play, and it changes the dynamic. Then all you need to do then, it's a one-score game, is turn them over. I know it was 17 to start, so we had to score before that. But just that was kind of that moment when we were backed up, we'd gotten the stop, and something needed to happen fast. And fortunately for us, it did. And then the defense turned them over, and a heck of a drive at the end. That's what a 2-minute drive, touchdown to win, looks like. And damn proud of the guys for that.
Running back depth a lot. Scott and Adam kind of carrying the load today with their performance.
Well, I think it's what we expected, I guess. There's a reason they were 1 and 2. Scott Trey's got a dynamic nature to him, and he's seeing things better. And then Adam Jones has climbed the ladder through this calendar year, and I hope everybody saw why today. Not only his ability to run, but he protected a bunch. He caught the ball in the backfield. So we're really excited about what he can do. And I know we had guys like Jared that just hardly got in there, and there's going to be moments for Jared. There's going to be a moment in time when Julius comes back, and we'll figure that out when we have to figure that out. But thankful for the depth that we have.
What do you think about the guys in front of them? Seemed like when you were down 17-0, you guys did a lot of running right behind Marcus, and that side was that.
Well, I think interior-wise, when you look, we got Marcus Cole and Connor the way we had to play today. I think we could go either way. Sometimes your runs are based on what hash you're on. I don't think we were one-sided or the other, but I when you have that group in the interior, your ability to get some push and get some movement is going to be there pretty consistently. So I'm sure that trio on the inside in particular played well, and then hats off to Cedric and Titan. Really their first significant action, and for us to go through it and have those 5 guys play was a good thing.
You had some big comebacks in your time here, but does this one feel different at all?
Yeah, I think so. Each time you get behind, there's reasons that you put upon yourself that get you in the hole. Today seemed like there was more reasons. We dug a deeper hole for ourselves. While we dug that hole, there was always a lot of time on the clock, it felt like, and we closed the gap in the first half, and then we allowed them to open it up. But all along felt like, well, we can do things against them. We can move the ball. We can stop them. We just got to be able to string it together. So, I would say this is unlike any other comeback since I've been here. I've been part of some comebacks in my career, but this is pretty unique.
There was 3 games last season where you guys came up just short to win a close one. How confident were you in this group this season to win those close ones?
Well, I think there was some irony that it was a 3-point game, and we didn't leave it to a kick. We were able to score a touchdown. Not that we wouldn't have made a kick, but we didn't try to kick to get into overtime. I know we were in that position down in Idaho last year, and that's where you get in that situation. There's there's similarities with just the time on the clock in our functioning, and to be able to finish it that way and get a win. And there's 10 seconds on the clock, and there's not much they can do. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Tommy's day was kind of a microcosm of the team, I thought. And can you just talk about his composure and whatnot in the fourth quarter, specifically that last drive and what he did?
Yeah, Tommy's he's a leader. He's a playmaker. He's a guy that really believes in his abilities, and it's not always going to work. So that's complicated. And for him to stay in there and know that he had not I can't think of a lot of fumbles like that for him on sack fumbles. And they told me the ball was coming out of his hand when he was going forward. I mean, those are uncharacteristic plays. When they happen, you can go in the tank if you're a guy that doesn't have the experience, the belief that young man has. So, I hope for him, a game to build off of in so many ways, and let's build off that finish more than some of the parts in between.
You said that this one with the a lot of in-game adjustments. What did you think about kind of the adjustments you had to make in the game?
Yeah, I think the one thing that they did offensively is they went to the heavier set, and they got the big quarterback run. That was something that came out of left field, that hadn't shown up, and then they went to it down the stretch, and they made some plays, but ultimately we were able to stop it. I think that was one thing. Just being able to make, that's a good quarterback, I think, and he's gonna be a really good player as things go forward. So to try to get him off balance, I thought that took a while for us, because I think they were well over 100 yards at the end of the first quarter throwing, and that was too much. And I think we were able to make things a little more complicated as the game went on. So, and offensively, boy, I think they threw some things at us here and there. That ultimately I think we picked up better at the tail end, especially that last drive. I think they threw a couple pressures at us that maybe we hadn't picked up earlier. So just hanging in there and finding a way is kind of that constant theme of how today played out.
And then your thoughts on the wind gusts. It was kind of hard to game plan because it's going a different direction every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it goes from this really hot day where the heat was the external factor to now this wind is all over the place, and it made a difference in the kicking game. So, they missed at least the one after I know they missed two, but it was really the one after the wind picked up. And Brennan's ability to still kick a touchback through that wind is pretty phenomenal, and just continue to negate their return team. Yeah, and really there was a stretch where it was really gusting, and I think that kind of threw us a little bit more into a run-heavy mode, probably the beginning of the fourth quarter. But ultimately, we didn't do what we had to do.
It seemed like a hard game to assess for the defense. How did you feel about the defense?
Yeah, I thought we had some moments, but ultimately, it's hard to you get 2 touchdowns put up that you had nothing to do with, I think, but those points still are on the board, and that's sometimes hard psychologically. And they got loose a couple times. One thing I know that really disappointed, we had 4 interferences, holdings in the defensive backfield. I mean, that can't be part of winning football. I don't think we put some pressure on that quarterback, but not enough. So we got things to improve upon. By and large, we stopped the run, but then there was moments when they went in that bigger set and they were able to run the football. So a little bit of everything I think is fair in that game, and I think a lot to learn from it.